Previously on Follow the Leader.
Kari, or I should say myself, have been meeting with my spies in the local Bantral households, and today one of them was apprehended and missed our meeting. And I don't know, because I feel like we should maybe get this going soon because of entanglements. I feel it's probably something that worked in someone who worked in the Thank God for Small Favors household. Whether Marius knew this person or not really isn't important yet.
You've been raiding Bantral plants and warehouses for material. Material is spelled wrong in the playbook. And there are a dozen crates of munitions in your home right now, visible to any who happen to look.
Yes!
I love Joe so much.
Love Joe. Love that Joe.
He's got a lot of ideas, and he's very bad at executing them.
And what you've heard is that somebody was killed recently that Kari was very close with. And sort of like the neighborhood, somebody well known in the neighborhood. At least this wouldn't be on the radar of like the landowners or the Bantrash, but like the locals knew this person.
We now return to your game, already in progress.
Your game, Dora.
Oh man, give me a second to decide, because I want to do a thing, but I don't know how to...
Justify it?
Yeah.
Just do it anyway. We'll help you justify it.
I think I know how to justify it. So there was the spy in the Favors household, and Marius has tracked down who the contact was. And so I would like to do a chase with Kari.
Yeah.
I've never done a chase.
Oh, chases are so fun. So I think Kari is the quarry and Marius is the hunter. How did the chase come about?
Okay. Did you come to the diner?
Yes, and they're so obviously out of place. Like, I think they're in not the fanciest clothing they own, but like it's still kind of fancy, high collar something, because Marius always wears high collars.
Okay. I think Kari clocked that Marius was there, and whoever he had working with him that day, because I think he can run the diner by himself, but it isn't just always him behind the counter doing the food. And he just says to whoever's working with him that day, it's just like, gonna need you to mind the diner for a bit. And did Marius come all the way into the building? Or
yeah, I think so. Like, just right inside the door. You know, like when you step inside and you're waiting to be seated, just that kind of thing, just scanning the room.
Okay. In which case, Kari's going to call a cucumber, grab a jacket like he's leaving, and literally go to walk past Marius and give her just a nod of the head, and Professor, and book it.
Oh, nice.
Yes!
Woo!
I love Kari.
Kari's so good.
He's so good.
Alright, so during the chase, anyone may ask anyone for details about the landscape, what's ahead, what's behind, and what course the hunt might take. The quarry conducts the chase. First say where you're going.
I think it's just deeper into the warehouse district. Just trying to lose them, or maybe get them stuck somewhere so they can like loop back, but really they want to make sure Marius can't get a pin on anywhere important. So even if they catch him, it's not going to be somewhere that's going to bring heat on anyone else.
Okay. All right. Lead the hunter through a series of 4 challenges and admissions. Choose freely, except that the third one must be an admission. During the chase, you and the hunter gain coins representing the distance you're each able to gain on the other.
So this is a foot chase for sure. No mobile frames.
Yep.
Cool. Before we start the challenges, what do we notice about each other, and what have you heard?
I think you may have heard about the debacle that was the visitation that happened recently, and how that's kind of like made the house of Thank the Gods for Small Favors really on edge. And I think I already said what you noticed, like, about how Marius is dressed. They're super out of place, but
cool. I think what you've heard about Kari is what you've already established, is that he's the contact and that he is connected to Revolution, though I think it's unclear what exactly his role is, and just that he might be an intermediary, he might be the end of a line, like the top of a chain, you don't know. But he's significant. And I think what you notice is that he seems to be enjoying himself. Like, there's a lightness to his step that you wouldn't have expected. Like, the way he said professor was almost playful, and then he was just like, bye, he Bugs Bunnied. He was just like, fa-doom.
So there's like a smoke outline of himself?
Almost, yeah, exactly.
Just to go full cartoon
Nothing
here?
left but a outline of smoke and just like a nice smell of cologne. What am I saying cologne? It's perfume. It's nice.
Meep. Roadrunner time.
Meep. Okay. I plunge through stinky, muddy water. Follow me if you want, but you'll need to ignore the stench and filth and ruin your clothing.
Oh.
See if fancy professor person wants to actually care enough about this to get mucky.
They don't want to, but there's been a bunch of pressure on the family, and they don't have any choice, so it's like they make the most disgusted face that you've ever seen, but they plunge on through after just like a briefest of moments hesitation.
Okay. I know this ground well. Follow me if you dare, but throw. On tails, you're plunging heedless into danger, and I need not choose any admissions during the chase at all.
Alright. I'm throwing. Oh, you need not choose an admission.
Yeah!
I need not. I still could. Let's be honest here. Okay. What does this danger look like? Like, is this because there are groups of revolutionaries living around here that are angry and you are a Bantral noble? Like, is that the danger?
Well, there's also all that rubble that we caused.
That's true.
It could be a combination of both. It could be one of those things where trying to pick through the rubble, and there are people there who are like closing ranks too.
I scramble up a steep incline. Follow me if you can keep up, but throw. On a tails, the way is exhausting and I gain a coin.
Oh, the way is exhausting. I am but a puny academic professor.
Oh, poor Marius.
So you gain a coin.
Okay, having scrambled up the edge, I leap out over nothing and make a hard, precarious landing. Follow me if you dare, but throw. On heads, you gain 1 coin. On tails, though, you barely catch yourself. You're clinging on with all your strength, and the chase ends now with you at my mercy.
I want to see if I end at your mercy. That's... Oops. Yep.
I feel like this is also definitely one of those moments where you could, like, just throw out whatever the dice had said and just be like, you know what? This is more interesting to me.
That's okay. The dice back me up. Marius desperately tries to follow, but barely manages to catch themselves.
Okay. I think, realizing what's happened, Kari turns around and, like, looks over the edge of this roof that he's on and sees you there, and drops down to his chest and, like, leans on the top of it and reaches down and grabs hold of the front of the front of Marius's coat, and just like, not in a threatening way, more just like, I've clearly got hold of you, but I don't have to have hold of you, kind of a vibe. And just says, did you want something, Professor?
You've got information, and I need it.
Is that how you get your students to do things?
My students aren't working to usurp the order of things.
I don't think you know your students very well.
Kari is correct about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kari's like, have you ever met a graduate student?
College is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
At any listeners who are listening to this who are not yet in college, don't.
In response to that, Marius just kind of, like, makes another disgusted face and is just like, well, in that case, I suppose I'll have to screen my future students for signs of rebellion, but that doesn't change the fact that you have something I need.
You want information. What do you want to know? I'll see if it's something I'm in a position to give.
This is still happening on the ledge, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to state for the record that Kari is very buff and is capable of holding willowy Marius favors over the edge and not like a loose grip.
Yeah, Marius is like 5'4".
Yeah.
Mm. And Kari be buff. Cuddly but buff.
Marius says, I need to know what Alistair told you.
Alistair didn't show up.
There's a look of genuine shock on Marius's face. So you don't know where he went? He's not with you?
It wasn't that you caught him then. It wasn't your people.
We knew we had a leak, we knew it was him, but we thought he went to ground as soon as we found out.
Well, he didn't show up for his last meeting. So, good for you, I guess. He couldn't tell us anything. It's clear where your priorities are.
I'm trying to decide if Marius has enough situational awareness to make the statement that I'm thinking about making.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, do they?
They probably don't, so I'm gonna have to think of something else to say. If he's not with you, it seems we're at an impasse.
I'd say you're at a ledge, Professor, and I will literally hold you out slightly further away from the ledge.
Marius squeaks and like...
Good.
like, scrambles to hold fast to the ledge, but their fingers are slipping.
Kari just sighs and heaves them up onto the roof and sort of slams them a little bit against it, like on their back. So they're in now no risk of falling whatsoever. And just leans over them, just like, don't come back to my fucking diner. And just like shoves himself away and runs off.
Yeah, that scene. Just Marius staring up staring up dazed up at the sky. Just kind of like breathing fast, and that's scene.
Oh no, it's me. Oh no.
Yep.
What do? I want to have a scene with Reuben.
Cool.
Because I've now had a one-on-one with everyone else.
Cool.
So, what to do? So, because we like to dick about with kind of like the structure or the connotations of what a dance could be. I say, having done a fight routine, but used the dance to do it. It's one of my favourite things I've ever done.
That was such a good fucking scene. God damn. Thank you for reminding me of it. I'm dying.
You're welcome.
Blows kiss to the sky for Neo.
Mm-hmm. They deserved everything they got.
It's true.
I want to do stealing time together with Reuben. Going in, that is not Kari's intention. Jade knows what they're doing.
Kari does not.
I just made a great face that you cannot see.
Oh, wait, it gets better. Stealing time. Only you and your chosen partner play. Ask them how you two came to be stealing time together. What do you notice about each other? What have you heard? During the liaison, anyone can ask for details about the location and circumstances. I know technically the partner is supposed to come up with the how you came together, or it might meant to be. Wow, I don't know how to speak, but it might meant to be a discussion. It could be that it's meant to be a discussion. There we go. There's a whole sentence. I think that Kari is going to visit Ruben at their shop where they do jewelry repair because he has something he wants repaired.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. I think I can see where this might be going, but okay. Let's go. Let's go on this journey.
Mm-hmm. Let's play. Play with me in the space. We'll do this. Yes, and. So...
Play to find out what happens, as it were.
So to clarify, in that mech fight, Ruben's... Oh no, so Kari does know Ruben was in this fight, which makes the fact that he's made this choice really interesting. But, fuck it. So, it's all good.
Ruben was not planning on attacking either Kari or Joe, but Kari attacked first.
That's true. So maybe a part of this is guilt on Kari's part. Who knows?
It can come up in the scene also.
It can come up. Alright, so, Kari knocks on the door, or knocks on the door frame, and, pushes open the door, knocks on the frame.
Bell jingle.
Jangle, jangle, jangle.
Ruben's in the back, because Ruben's always in the back.
Hello?
Crash.
Need a hand back there?
I'm okay, thanks. Just give me a second. And they...
Yeah, no? Okay.
Silence. They pop out. They go, Mix Phelan. What a pleasure to see you here.
I have need of your skills, Mix Murdoch.
Well, okay then, let me see what I can do.
And Kari pulls a box out of the pocket of his jacket and sets it down on the little counter and lifts the lid. And in there are a pair of earrings that look like they're made of raven feathers, but they're actually really fine etched metal.
That is sexy as hell.
Then it looks exactly like Corvus's paint job, or what remains of Corvus's paint job. But one of them, the fixing for the hook that goes through the ear has kind of been snapped off, just below where the hook goes through. And Kari's like, I know it's not a matter of just drilling a new hole, because I want them to match. They're a matched pair. But I was wondering if maybe something could be done to shape it and new holes be put into both. I don't know.
Kari, I thought you were going to bring me a challenge.
Look, this is no commentary on your skills, Ruben. I've not bought any of your work. I don't know your work. These were made by somebody very, very talented. And I don't know. I was hopeful, is the thing.
No, I can do it. That's not what I...
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm glad. Thank you.
Hold on. I need to pull up the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this game works.
Mm-hmm. For a quick touch on the rules for our listeners, conducting the liaison. Converse as you like naturally. During the conversation, either of you may, whenever you like, begin an exchange by making an advance. The other then makes an answer to conclude the exchange. Return to conversation or advance into the next exchange as you like. And any time after the third exchange, any player may interrupt you by having someone else enter the room. Otherwise, continue your conversation and exchanges until you part or draw a curtain upon what follows.
This is also a game that I think we've used, maybe not us, but I have used to be just improv conversation as opposed to quote unquote stealing time.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think Ruben's not necessarily emotionally self-aware enough to be like, hey, maybe I should ask Kari if he's okay.
Yeah, sure.
But they do reach out. I touch your hand, may I?
You may. but only for a moment.
That's fine. And they're like, I can do it.
Okay. They're just important to me.
Yeah. No, I'll not mess up the craftsmanship that's already been done here. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah. You'd think, like, for somebody that made, like, things the size of Sheeta to be able to do this some kind of small, detailed work, but... she could do it all. I mean, like, he just rubs his hand over the back of his head, just, like, over the hair. Just looks sad.
Ruben, again, is not emotionally aware enough to be like...
Nope.
Hey, bud.
I'm not going to say they're valid, but you know what I mean.
Yep. Ruben's maybe like, do you want to just hang out here for a while?
You know what? Sure. I had a bit of a weird one yesterday. It's got me kind of spun out. Don't know why that made me want to do this today. Spoilers, he kind of does, but I'm not going to say why. Boy's weird. Yeah, no. That'll be good. I don't have to go back to the diner just yet. Thanks.
Yeah. Just come on back. I'll get started on this then.
Okay. Kari sort of follows Ruben through, and then sort of like I want to touch like the small of your back as they walk through. May I? Just sort of like a thank you kind of acknowledgement, but also, you know.
Yep, you may. No caveat, just you may.
Okay. How do you find anything in here? Says Kari, looking around at what I assume is the utter chaos of Ruben's working space.
It shows up eventually.
Uh-huh.
It shows up when I need it, mostly.
Mostly.
Sometimes it takes a while to cycle through the piles, but sometimes it'll just appear.
Uh-huh.
Also, it is organized chaos. I know where everything is.
Sure.
Ruben, like, reaches without looking into, like, what looks like a pile of junk and pulls out, like, a very fine, I don't know how it's, like, a very fine-tipped set of needle nose pliers.
Okay. Is that what you were looking for?
Yes.
Kari does a small, polite little round of applause, just like a...
Ruben does a mock little bow. Pretty much everything's stable. You can sit down wherever you want.
Kari looks around for a spot that is big enough for him to perch on, and does so. So, how is the jewellery making industry treating you these days, Ruben?
Well, you know, all these fancy Bantral and their crown jewels or whatever. They always need someone to take a look at them.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. It's happening. I'm not in danger of being evicted.
You ever, replaced some noble stuff with a fake and kept the original?
Not often. The thing is that I don't know how to do another exchange here.
Sure. We can do the throw now, because Sam likes the thought of being able to interrupt.
Yeah, we could do a throw now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not sure what your end goal is here.
Neither is Kari. I think Kari wants to feel normal.
Oh, for Kari. I feel bad. Now I kind of don't want to interrupt you.
See, the thing is though, is that I don't necessarily think that Joe interrupting would be a bad thing with this end goal.
This is true. Alright, so I'm gonna make you guys roll to be, I guess, caught, except you guys aren't really doing anything, so it's not really catching you guys as so much as interrupting.
It's like one of those, so you are having sex! Oh, are we? I wish you told me. I would have put down my magazine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I caught you guys, except, like, not really. It's more like, hey, anyways.
Yep. Interrupt at your leisure, Joe Stockton.
So I'm gonna say that Joe, like, so you guys are you guys in the back room right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this where Ruben, like, sleeps? Is this where Ruben lives?
No, Ruben lives upstairs.
Cool. Joe's gonna come out from upstairs.
Good.
He's like, thank you. He's like got a towel on his head. He's not wearing a shirt and he's wearing his shorts. He's like, hey, do you know where hey, Kari.
Hey, Joe.
I love my dumb boy.
How do you even get your abs to look? No, I don't want to know. It's more work than I want to do. It's fine.
He just sort of laughs. He's like, lifting things. I make mechs for a living. They're heavy.
I refuse to believe that that's all you do. I lift things. I've lifted things.
I don't know. Lift more.
Please
Wow.
don't fight in my back room or I will stab someone. Joe, what do you need?
I was gonna I kind of forgot, sorry. I was gonna ask if you had another towel, because I got hair gel on this one.
That towel's seen worse.
You know what? You're probably right. He just he takes the towel off his hair and like looks at it and he's like, eh. He just like sits down next to you guys. What are you guys talking about?
I think as Joe is like taking the towel off and rubbing it, Kari just looks at Ruben and he's just like mouths, "Really?"
Ruben shrugs. Ruben shrugs and like nods at Joe's abs.
And Kari just does a little head cock to the side like, that's fair.
This is good. Joe's kind of a slut, but it's fine.
So's Ruben. It's also fine.
I don't. You know what? I don't want to intrude. If you're entertaining,
I'm entertaining you, Kari. Don't get up.
Joe like sort of looks between them and like winks, and is like, I'm down for whatever. I mean, if this is happening.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is that both in character, the responses to y'all?
No, that's not Ruben's.
No, that wasn't in character.
That was not in character because Ruben would not have responded that way in character. Like, it's fairly obvious to anyone who is interested in Kari's gender that Kari is a very attractive person, and it's probably been fairly obvious, at least to Joe, that Ruben is like DTF.
Oh yeah, no. Hence Joe's like, oh, is this happening? Alright, sure.
I think Kari sort of looks at Joe a little quizzically, looks at Ruben, looks back to Joe, looks back to Ruben.
Ruben's got like one eyebrow up and is like, I mean... Like, that's not what they say, but that's the expression on their face.
And Kari just sort of does that, nod, head nod, just like, oh, I have suddenly become very aware of what is happening. What a fool I have been.
I love Kari.
No, I should go. Maybe glances at Joe, glances at Ruben. No, and then just like come by for lunch later, Ruben. I'll get a sandwich ready for you. You too, Joe.
Alright, see you soon.
Sounds good.
And Kari leaves.
And scene.
Yeah, that's a good point, I think.
Joe's just sort of sitting there with a towel in his hands and no shirt on, and he's just like, alright. That just happened.
Ruben's gonna go back to fixing these earrings.
Yay.
Also, like, I expect everyone who's listening, well, not everyone, I expect anyone who's listening to give us that AU fanfiction. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. For the canon diversion where Kari stays.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Or, like, one of us has to write it, but, you know.
It can't be me. I don't do well with that. Anyway.
That's fair.
Anyway.
Subscribe to our Patreon for bonus fic. Maybe not about this. But if you support us at the $10 level, you could get bonus fic.
Could.
That is one
the
of
answer's
our-
will.
That's actually an interesting question. Are we going to be including, like, some, like, technically not safe for work stuff in our Patreon bonuses?
I'm not going to be because I don't usually write it.
That's fair.
Probably
I
not.
have us listed as not as safe for work, so no.
Okay.
So no.
So no.
Good to know. So no.
Okay.
So that's not Patreon exclusive content if I draw that.
No, that's just server private content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho.
Sam,
Sam, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn now. It's my turn now. God, I don't know what to do. I guess I should probably go talk to Kari.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Talk to Kari again.
Be like, hey, so, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, you're fucking a landowner. Congrats? Question mark.
Thanks. I'm using him for the revolution, definitely. Wanks.
Jesus Christ.
I guess this is gonna happen now. I guess we're gonna do
if you want, sure.
a conversation over food again.
Look,
Because you have a diner.
I purposely set up having a diner so we could have the option of conversations over food as easily as possible.
This time, Ruben is at the is going to come in midway through and sit at the counter.
Jesus Christ.
Good.
Just to be clear right now.
Okay, so back
Perfect.
to a conversation over food. Is this like later that day?
I would say probably yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like, you know, Kari's like, I'll see you later for lunch, and Joe is like, yeah, sure. Joe, like, puts on a shirt and, like, waits a couple hours and then goes and gets lunch. So Joe just kind of walks in and sits down at the counter and is like, what's up?
Does Kari notice anything about him in this moment?
I would say that he has a significant number of hickeys on his neck
Mm-hmm.
and his shoulders.
That's true. Can corroborate.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
He looks a little bit debauched, even after showering.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything to notice about Kari? I think Kari has like a smudge or two of engine grease, or what looks like engine grease rather than stuff just like high up on one cheekbone that clearly he hasn't realized is there, but like he's maybe gone and done something of a mechanical nature before coming back to the diner.
Interesting. I think that Joe's gonna be like, Kari, you got something, sort of like gestures towards the thing.
And I think Kari goes to the refrigerator, which is very clean and shiny and chrome, and looks and just like, and sort of like uses the edge of his apron and tries to wipe it off.
And then Joe just sort of gives him a thumbs up, like, you got it.
Thanks, Joe.
Did he actually? This is important information for me to know.
Did he actually manage?
Did he actually clean it all off?
Some of it, I think maybe some of it's gone, but there's still like traces of it because like it's engine grease. You can't just wipe it off.
Okay.
But it's less noticeable now, I would say. It's just also now in a wider area.
Yeah, so fainter smear over a greater area.
Yep. And Joe's like, you're good. Yeah.
God. What can I get you, Joe? What do you want?
Can I get a burger? You do burgers here, right?
Yes. What kind of diner do you take this for? Yes, I can do you a burger. How do you want it?
Well done.
Oh, you heathen. Okay.
Mood!
And like, he gets up, goes into the fridge, pulls out a patty, just like slaps it down. You want cheese on this? Onions? What do you want?
Cheese and onions, mushrooms? Sounds good.
Okay. And starts like prepping that. Does a little trick with a bit of jus and steams the burger underneath so the burger gets all melted in good. I watch a lot of drivers, dine-ins and dives and man bases food, so I do a lot of dining.
Yes!
God.
That's how they used to make the burgers at college so that the cheese would actually melt. Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
Good shit.
Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Kari fixes up Joe a burger.
Hell yeah. Joe's just, like, a little tired. You can see that Joe's a little tired as well.
So you and Reuben, huh?
Yeah. You know, we're just kind of having some fun, you know?
You know who they work for, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't bother you? Seem like a conflict of interest?
I mean, not to say I'm not also still doing my job. He, like, you know, straightens his ponytail a little bit. He's like, I know what I'm doing. He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He absolutely does not.
Narrator voice. No, he doesn't.
This is when Reuben walks in. Wait, should I pick a better moment?
No, that's good. That's good.
That's good. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then what Joe's doing comes in.
And then what I'm doing comes in, yeah.
No, what's doing him comes in.
Oh, my apologies.
You know, that's
my
true.
apologies.
In order to hit all of the notes of the kind of men lesbians like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dumb as a bag of bricks gets pegged.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speak of the hyena, what can I get you, Reuben? Do you want you on Rye? What? You feeling smart-ass today?
You know me so well, Kari.
Apparently not that well. Looks at Joe, goes and sets about fixing up a Reuben sandwich.
Joe just, like, winks. He's just like, hey, you're talking about me, I can tell.
Was it the mentioning your name? No.
As soon as Kari turns back around, Reuben's like, "Oh, hold on, you've got something," and they lick their thumb and go to wipe away the rest of the engine grease. That's why I was asking if Kari had gotten it all.
Thanks, Reuben.
Sure.
I think, like, yeah, because this is Sam's saying. Sorry. He just, finishes up the burger, gets the Reuben together, and hands it to Reuben.
So anyways, yeah. I know what I'm about. Don't worry about it. And he, like, winks at Kari.
I think Kari just looks at him just like, how have you made it this long alive?
That's a real fucking good question. Pure dumb luck. Emphasis on the dumb.
You know, actually, Joe, while I've got you here, did you do that thing we talked about the other day?
I did. All installed. And there's a tarp on it.
What color is the tarp?
It's like a painting tarp, so it's like got just like it's just like real dirty. So like it was canvas at one point, but the tarp is now like, I mean, it's still canvas. It's just got like 5 different types of paint just sort of splattered over different surfaces of it. You can tell that it's been used to like spray paint against at some point because there's like random, basically like the shapes of mech parts like in silhouette on it.
I'm just imagining that you're giving this really in-depth description of the tarp in character, and Kari is just looking at you.
Yeah, Sam.
No,
I'm not. It's funnier if it is.
The question was in character.
I did not know that.
No,
I thought you were just asking me.
It's so funny.
The question was in character.
What color is the tarp?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tarp. It's a painting tarp.
Clever.
I have a lot of them, because I'm a mechanic.
Just gonna tell them what's up. Okay.
To be fair, there's a lot of shit covered in tarps in my office? What? In my workshop.
Kari just looks at Joe like with like beggared belief, like, they're right there. You've said what tarp it's under and where it is, the thing we're talking about.
Oh no. Look, he's real dumb.
Reuben looks at Kari and is like, relax. I'm not gonna go after any ammo.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes!
Oh my...
yeah, relax, Kari. They're chill.
Oh.
You ever make a character decision that you know is a bad decision, but you do it because it's in character?
Yep.
I hate this. God, I hate this dumbass idiot character that I have here.
Hey,
I love
actually-
that. Okay, so I love that this game has just been Joe and Kari, Ruben just being like, meh, and then Maria's trying really hard to actually do something about what's happening and just failing miserably.
That's actually where I
Yeah.
was going to go next.
Yeah.
So, while I've got you both here, I guess, there's somebody that's gone missing. My guy who was up, you don't know neither. Guy by the name of Alistair, and Kari gives a description. He was supposed to stop by the other day and didn't show up. His boss hasn't seen him either. Either of you see him around?
No, not that I can think of.
No.
Do you have a physical description? Like, describe this person?
Kari gives a description that Jade does not have.
Fair enough. I don't think that Joe is great at, at names, but is good at faces.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, I think I saw him like last week, but not since then.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him around, but not... When was when was your meeting supposed to be?
The other day before the and Kari realizes that maybe he shouldn't refer to that free-for-all that occurred because it isn't clear that he was there at that. Like, Ruben doesn't necessarily know what Corvus looks like, or doesn't know that Corvus is piloted by Kari.
I mean, like, it was a pretty obvious thing that happened, though. So, like, we all, even if you weren't, like, in it, you still would have noticed the mechs fighting in the street.
Yeah. That day or so before that fight the other day. With
Oh, yeah, I was in that fight.
Oh, sweet, same. Joe goes for, like, a fist bump.
Oh, Ruben was gonna go for a high five, so they just do an awkward snail.
they just awkwardly, like, high-five the fist bump.
Yeah, it's a snail. It's fine.
I love these dumbasses.
You're so stupid.
So
I just peaked my audio saying that, but whatever.
It's fine.
So, wait, Joe, fuck it, everybody knows about everything. Did you run into when you hit that warehouse and got your new acquisitions, was there any trouble? Did anyone get hurt? Anything?
I mean, one dude hit his head, falling from something, but not the guy you're looking for.
Okay.
He just, sometimes you get a concussion when you're working in this kind of business. It happens.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Exactly. But no, I mean, nothing fatal. Except maybe on the other side,
Sure.
No, but I mean, we knocked some dude off of a catwalk.
Okay.
He maybe survived. I don't think it was your guy though. It was a security guard in the joint we were.
Okay, if it wasn't his bosses and it wasn't us, and I don't know. I'm just worried.
I was gonna say I'm sure your dude is fine, but you know what? We work in the Revolution, and I can't say that. I can't give you that assurance at this point.
Kari just looks at Joe again, just like, you're just gonna keep saying it. How did we recruit you? Why did we recruit you? Oh my god.
Ruben's gonna pat Joe on the shoulder, and then they're gonna be like, let me see if I can find anything out.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Hey.
Like, Joe kind of has assumed that, like, anybody who would sleep with him is also in on the Revolution because he's a dumbass. And sometimes the landowners help out. Sometimes the landowners are chill. He's real stupid, you guys. He assumes that anybody who's coming to his shop for his illegal help on their mechs is, like, chill. Or at least isn't gonna ask any questions.
Mm-hmm.
He's really stupid.
Alright. Thank you, Ruben. Joe?
Yeah?
Please stop having conversations with people.
You got it. What are you gonna do, gag me?
Kari once again just walks off and thunk. And that's scene. I think, unless you want to do something else with it, Sam, because I just promised you what scene. So.
I like that Kari didn't even respond to Joe. What are you gonna do, gag me?
Okay.
Alright. That was good.
Ruben, you're up.
I'm sorry I'm leaning so hard into Joe just being an absolute fucking idiot.
It's really good. See, okay, so I have two directions that I can go here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure, because on the one hand, I don't want to... I want to include Marius again somehow.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe Dora can help me figure out how to include Marius in what I think Ruben actually does, which is go try and suss out information about Alistair. I know that Marius doesn't know anything about Alistair. Ruben doesn't know this. But Ruben also doesn't know that Alistair was the spy in the Favors house, so, like, whatever. I don't know what this looks like.
I mean, we could make the decision as a group that maybe Alistair was taken by Solar Union people, like landowners who, you know, actually do their job, unlike Ruben.
Ruben doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Ruben's just using their money.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Joe has figured that out, or at least is assuming that. Maybe not actually figured it out because he's a little too dumb for that, but at least he's
Joe
like...
is very, very lucky in that he's actually correct here.
Mm.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I don't really think there's a good scene type for what I'm thinking, unless it's like a weird solitaire thing.
You can do a solitaire.
Yeah, but I want to include Marius in it somehow.
Is there a good solitaire that involves two factions and then you just scene it rather than make it a solitaire? Like, use it as a scene prompt and just do freeform conversation with it?
Yeah.
What if I just do the typical Ruben move? Dora, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Crashing something?
Well, yeah, that too, but, no, scaling a wall and going in through someone's window.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Would this be at home or at work?
I like it better if it's at work.
Yeah, like, you know, Marius is in their office during office hours and not paying attention because there's no students there, and then the window opens and Ruben hops in.
And I think the other thing that happens is, it's one of those, like, I think that there's, like, a sort of a time limit on this scene, because there's definitely a security guard who watched Ruben do this and now has to come ream them out. So, I think... Oh, damn. I wish that we had... Okay, where is the document? Credit for the awesome expansion scenes for Firebrands goes to Ben Roswell and L at Occasional L on Twitter. They have been gracious enough to let us use these mini games that they wrote for their podcast Sun City Duet. And they have been gracious to let us use these for other games. So that's L at Occasional L on Twitter and Ben Roswell at Roswell Writes. Because I'm thinking that it's probably office hours.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. You and your chosen party play. Do you bring a friend? Does the person whose advice you're seeking have colleagues? Start with a conversation between two people, but anyone who's likely to be in the vicinity may stop by to offer advice. When was the last time you met? What have you learned since then? Think I probably know when it was. It was the dance, right?
Yeah, it was the dance.
It was defo the dance. During the conversation, anybody can ask for details about the setting, your disciplines, the institution, or the circumstances. I can't believe we're finally actually using office hours for what it's intended to. I feel like all the times we've used office hours, it has been for, like, something different, and now we're actually using it in office hours. The person with the least education goes first. Take turns asking questions in the manner of a scholarly debate. The less knowledgeable party may use the question to get information. The more knowledgeable party may use questions to lead the other to an answer. It's probably Ruben, because they're an off-worlder, and Marius is a literal professor, but, like, I would say that, like, Ruben probably has more street smarts.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but, like, in terms of, like, quote, whatever, like, Ruben's coming here to ask Marius questions.
Yeah.
So Ruben comes in through the window.
And Marius kind of splutters and is just like, why are you in my office?
I have a question for you, and my keycard doesn't let me into this building.
Well, of course not. You're not a student of mine.
But I am okay, whatever. I am a student of science. Like, look, and they hold out the card, which has a picture that's definitely not them.
Oh my god.
That's such a good visual. Fuck. Oh,
that's really good.
I fucking love Ruben.
Their name has been, like, artfully, like written onto the card, but the picture hasn't been changed. I'm like, who can I say it looks like instead? Looks like a young version of Sable.
Oh my god.
Kales, you're so valid.
This is just the easiest visual touchstone for me.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going first?
Me. I haven't settled on what the question is I'm going to ask, though. So I'm just gonna keep going with conversation. So Ruben holds out the ID card that, like, very much does not look like them whatsoever.
Marius just kind of grumbles and accepts it because they know they're not winning this particular battle. And they're just like, all right, since I always encourage the pursuit of knowledge, what did you want to know?
I don't have quite the same connections that you do, and I need to find someone. And I don't know where to start.
What do we want to call the internet in this setting?
The web.
Just the web?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
The weave?
Ooh, I like that one.
Weave is good. I like the weave.
That's the term I've used for it in my Cyberpunk game that is not available anywhere to listen to, but I'm happy to rip myself off.
Alright, cool. So Marius just kind of, like, looks really stern and is like, have you considered searching the weave?
I feel like the weave will not help me in this situation unless I want to find an empty/falsified future LinkedIn profile, which I don't. No, this person's gone missing, and I don't want to draw the attention of the Solar Union. I know I'm probably going to have to, because that's the only other idea that I have. But again, you have more connections than I do. I thought you might have a different idea that isn't a last resort.
Marius just snorts and is like, aren't you affiliated with the Solar Union yourself? Why not lean on those resources?
Very loosely affiliated. I use their money, that's about the extent of it. I don't want them to know that, also.
Fair. Who are you looking for?
Friend of a friend.
All right. You say I have more connections than you? How do you expect me to go to my connections and say, I'm looking for the friend of a person who scaled the wall to climb into my office window?
No, you don't have to do it. I just thought you might know somewhere that I could go. Because, like, yeah, I get it. Someone who scaled your office window, which I've got about 2 minutes, is not really a reliable source.
I'm looking through the questions.
I feel like I could go with I ask a question with a dangerous answer, do you warn me against it, sort of thing, to be honest. Like, one of these was a dangerous answer. Like, this is a dumb thing that Ruben is doing, right? But they're like, you know what? Like, I'm a landowner in name only. Like, there's really, like, there's stuff that I can do, but I'd rather not do it because it'll draw attention to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to move again, is what they're thinking. And so they're kind of like, well, the only thing that I can really do is go to a Bantral professor and ask them for advice on this thing that, like, by all rights I should just do. For advice on how to find a revolutionary spy. also. So yeah, this is a question with a dangerous answer.
I think before giving an answer, Marius asks, under what circumstances did they go missing?
I'm not entirely sure, but they're not good.
I know there's been some disappearances lately. You seem to be impulsive. I wouldn't recommend following this any further. But if you insist, and if it will get you out of my office, I can vouch for you for now with my contacts, if that's what you'd like to pursue.
That would help. I appreciate it.
God, and they don't know they're looking for the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Not at all.
Irony.
Alright, a deal's a deal.
I'm going.
Do you need to use the door, or are you going out the way you came in?
It'll probably be better for you if I use the door, so I'll use the door.
It's appreciated.
Hey, you're vouching for me, it's the least I can do, and they get up and they leave.
Shit. Beautiful.
Love it. Dora, it's on you.
Yep. Trying to think what I can do that would kind of help bring us to at least a temporary good place to end on.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I really want to interact with Joe. God, how did we get out of this without meeting sword to sword?
You don't.
No, I'm not going to.
Fight!
I don't know how we did this.
Fight!
I know what I would like to see happen.
What would you like to see happen?
Listen, it's just my shipper heart. You can ignore me.
You should still say it. Be on our bullshit. It's what we do here. Our podcast is built on the foundation of being on our bullshit.
Yep.
That's my bullshit.
Nice.
I mean, I'm down. I was also going to say, we can do sword to sword if you like.
Or sword to sword.
Wink, wink.
Heavy air quotes.
Sam,
Heavy
Sam, get out. I'm turning the car around. This podcast is over. I'm going to drive through the McDonald's drive-thru and get a black coffee for myself and ignore the rest of you.
We've got food at home.
McDonald's. That is the second licensed thing I have said in this podcast today. I'm going to jail.
This podcast is not sponsored by McDonald's.
I'm going to jail.
No, wait. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Now we have given them free advertising and they can't be mad at us.
Yep.
We have not besmirched the good name. We've not said anything defamatory. We're fine.
Yep.
Everything's fine. Okay.
If you work for McDonald's corporate and listen to us, can you contribute to our Patreon?
Yeah, we'll shout you out. Can we get some free burgers? It'll be great.
All right.
Actually, I really do want to do Sharing Whispers.
Yes, I love Sharing Whispers.
Which is another one of the additional games that Ben and Elle did. Marius has been banned from the diner, but that doesn't mean that Marius can't extend an invitation for Kari to come to some neutral ground. I almost thought the estate. Actually, the invitation would be to the estate, because Marius isn't quite that forward-thinking in as far as like the invitation. So yeah, it would be the estate.
Okay.
And that gives us plenty of people to be around to potentially hear us. Only you and your chosen partner start play. Ask them where it is you would come across each other. Are you in a place where you could be overheard? I think we already answered that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you notice about each other? What have you heard? What do you think this is about?
The fact that Marius has asked Kari to come here is a big enough deal. I think Kari is going to assume that it's about Alistair, given that's the only reason he can think that Marius would want to talk to them. I'm thinking at least he's wearing a very fetching pair of earrings that look like raven feathers, but are actually made of metal. Because shout out to Reuben and their quality workmanship.
It's true. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah. I think you notice Marius is looking a little frazzled. Mm-hmm. Their hair is not as immaculately braided as it usually is. And this is definitely about Alistair.
Mm-hmm. I think another thing that you've heard is that there has been more. I think tensions are escalating in the warehouse district between Solar Union forces and the revolutionaries. I think things are getting worse. Or there have been more incidents. And yeah, I think Kari is sporting a slight bruise that's been covered with makeup, but maybe not perfectly.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. It's a bruise across, it's across the chest. You know, the kind of bruise you get if you've been rear-ended and your seatbelt catches you, and you get that kind of. It's like that, and you would know it's from a mech harness.
Oh,
yikes!
Nice.
So
yikes!
I like the sort of like absolutely in sync yikes and nice.
Yeah, it was good. It's good.
It was very good.
But like, Kari doesn't know that Marius pilots a mech, so probably isn't that worried about hiding it. So like, yeah, he's got like his usual tank top on with a bomber jacket because he's not dressing up nice to go to the Favors estate. Fuck them. But with the earrings, so the makeup's on, but it's like the bomber jacket and the tank top and the practical cargo pants.
Okay. So I think we're probably in like a drawing room maybe, but it's not like it doesn't have a door to close. It's kind of like, or maybe a parlor. A parlor is better. And Marius starts off by whispering, I may have a lead, but I need your assistance. You still have information that I need.
If this is about what I assume this is about, then yeah, no, I'll take a lead. What do you need?
I need to know where you were meeting and who else would know the meeting location other than yourself and your accomplice.
Your accomplice.
Yeah, I was having the exact same thought, Kales. Holy shit.
Yep. Fucking Marius, man.
That's how they do.
Sure is.
And I think this counts as I offer to get you more information, though it will be risky. Do you accept?
I think actually Kari just says accomplice.
Is that not what he is? And I think the conversation is becoming heated, so I think we may be likely to be overheard, so I'm going to throw. Ooh.
God, we've only rolled tails today.
Yeah,
Yikes.
so
Yikes.
I know, if tails you're fine.
Oh,
it's
okay.
if heads you're detected.
Yeah, so nobody's noticed, and Marius is like, is that not what he is? You work together. It's not like what you do is strictly legal.
He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was trying to do right by people. Unlike, and just a gesture around me.
I like how y'all have also gotten very quiet for this scene.
Yeah. Method
acting.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that, what's going on here. People are getting involved with all sorts of people they weren't expecting to. I mean, there's something to be said here about strange bedfellows. And he casually or nervously touches his earring. And I am mentioning somebody you know by something other than name. Do you pick up who I'm talking about? Because let's bring Reuben into the conversation indirectly.
Let's do it. Sure.
I think because Marius is also working with Reuben, but not in the same capacity, their eyes narrow and their lips purse and they're like, yes, desperate times call for desperate measures, don't they?
That they do. Look, to answer your question, no, nobody else knew about that meeting. I tried to make sure very few people know about Alistair at all. I do what I can to keep people safe. He was meant to come to the diner for food. Pretty good cover as things go.
I suppose.
Look, I don't know what else you feel like I can get you information. What's this lead you've got? What is it? I press you for more answers. Do you give in?
Someone said something, and I thought, if he weren't throwing his lot in with you, there's really only one other option for who might have chosen to make him disappear.
Shit. And I'm going to roll because that was loud. Oh, yeah, that got overheard. There we go. Finally rolled a heads.
I have a question, a clarifying question, though, before that. Who was the someone who said something? Was it someone, was it Bantrash, or was it something that Ruben said that tipped Marius off?
It was something Ruben said. It wasn't that it tipped Marius off, but it reminded them, oh yeah, the Solar Union has resources and... Yeah,
okay. Cool. That's sort of what I was thinking. I was like,
Yep.
I was also, wondering, but Marius didn't pick up on the fact that Ruben was looking for Alistair too, but I'm wondering if now Marius thinks that, Ruben is after him for a different reason. But I'm wondering if Marius were to figure out that Ruben had also been looking for Kari, but not for Kari, for Alistair, but thought that Ruben wanted Alistair for a different reason.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking, but the fact that Ruben didn't want to use other Solar Union resources was suspicious.
Yeah.
Do we end the conversation, or do we just sort of retreat further so we can carry on talking? By the way, because we got observed.
I kind of feel like ending on Kari going shit is a great way to kind of end the game.
Yeah.
On kind of like a cliffhanger if we decide to come back.
Cool. We're coming back to this.
Hell yeah.
We're coming back.
We gotta find Alistair.
We do, and Joe and Marius need to interact. I know exactly how that'll happen too.
Excellent.
Maybe next time we might be able to get Mab in.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
so
that would be good.
Okay. Tune in next time to see
what happens next.
Yeah, back to Bantral.
Good
shit.
Let's do closer.
Let's do the close. Let's end this session.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's end this session.
So technically speaking, we're supposed to go around the table and do epilogues, but I don't feel like that's really fitting for us right here.
This is to be continued.
Yep, since this is to be continued. So in that case, I've been Dora. You can find me on Twitter at HarpyDora, and you can find the games that I've written at harpydora.itch.io. You can find the podcast at FTLcast on Twitter and Tumblr, and you can find our Patreon at patreon.com/FTLcast. Playing with me today we've had...
I'm still Jade. You can still find me on Twitter at JadeOxfordRose. Please come talk to me about Kari Valon. And if you see any particularly good Juno Steel fan art that reminds you of Kari Valon, please send it to me so I can see it.
You're so valid. I have been Sam. You can find me on Twitter at SAKalo. You can also find me on Etsy, where I sell pins and occasionally dice bags when I make them at etsy.com/SAKalo. And yeah.
And I'm Kales. You can find me on Twitter at Citadel of Swords, and you can find the games that I write at citadelofswords.itch.io. Or as some people say, Itch.io.
I hate that, actually.
No, it's so good, Sam!
You know what? Let's go clap and continue this conversation.
Yep. Hi, it's Dora, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on iTunes, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about our show using the FTLcast hashtag. No, seriously, we crave the validation and it helps us out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks again!